Hi friends, welcome back to a new session. In this session, we are going to discuss chapter number 4 DC machines in electrical machines subject. So that too we'll discuss first of all simple loop diagram of a DC generator. Okay. See, before watching this video, I request you please watch all basics videos, then come and watch this video. Because in basics videos, I explained what is meant by dynamic induced EMF and what is meant by a static induced EMF. In a DC generator, where conductors are moving, magnetic field is time invariant because of relative space variation. So dynamically induced EMF will be induced. So this I explained in basics one video. So please try to refer that video. That means what is the conclusion? In a DC generator, okay, we are going to have a dynamic induced EMF because of relative space variation between conductors and magnetic field. Where conductors are moving, magnetic field is time invariant. Everybody knows that here conductors are moving because if you see this generator, by using prime mover, we will rotate conductor. So obviously conductors are moving. And what about magnetic field? I said it is time invariant. Nothing but here we'll be using field winding for producing a magnetic field. So we'll be giving DC supply here to the field winding so that magnetic field will be produced. Since you are giving DC supply to the field winding, magnetic field is DC magnetic field or like I said time invariant magnetic field. So obviously conductors are moving, magnetic field is a time invariant. Nothing but relative space variation between conductors and magnetic field. So EMF will be induced. If you observe there, I told clearly in basics videos, though magnetic field is time invariant in a DC generator or you can say alternators, though magnetic field is time invariant, how rate of change of flux linkage will be possible means because of rotation of conductors. Since conductors are moving, though magnetic field is time invariant, rate of change of flux linkage will happen, EMF will be induced. That EMF only we are calling it as a dynamically EMF. Is it clear? Now, in addition to these things, you know, in basics I told what is meant by armature winding, what is meant by field winding, what about excitation, what is meant DC excitation, all those things I explained in basics videos. Because those are also important, because see in alternator, nothing but in synchronous machine and DC machine, chapter number 3 and chapter number 4, so whatever the windings we are using, those windings generally will be coming across armature winding, field winding terms. Whereas in transformer, we will be using primary winding, secondary winding or low voltage winding, high voltage winding. In induction machine, we will be using words like stator winding, rotor winding. In case of synchronous DC machine, we will be using a terminology like armature winding and field winding. So you should know armature winding means what, field winding means what, excitation means what, all those things I had given in basics videos. Please try to watch those videos. So simple, armature winding means what here? Armature, in practical generator, a conductor can be called as armature winding. So armature winding is the one where EMF will be induced. And field winding is the one through which if you send current, magnetic field will be produced. So what about excitation? Process of sending current through field winding and creating magnetic field is called excitation. If you see in alternator, synchronous motor, DC generator, DC motor, so always we will be giving DC supply to the field winding for excitation. Nothing but a DC excitation will be used in alternator, synchronous motor, DC generator and DC motor. Okay. So these are the things I explained in already in basics videos. Please try to refer that. And one more thing I told, suppose cross means if I want to show direction of current entering into the board, that electrical I will show with the cross symbol. Cross means direction of current entering into the board. Dot means direction of current coming from the board. These things please try to watch basics videos. Then come and watch DC machines video. Then it will be very easy for you. Okay. So see guys, first of all in this topic I am just going to discuss simple loop diagram of a DC generator. Okay. See, let me take this figure. So I told you will be having armature winding and field winding. Here please try to see, here AB I am just taking it as a conductor and CD I am just taking it as a once again conductor. ABCD is a coil. ABCD is a coil. Okay, so this armature, this AB is a conductor, CD is a conductor. I told in practical generator, a conductor can be called as armature winding. So that is what obviously this ABCD I can take it as a armature winding, which is placed on the rotor. So that I will give reason also. In DC machine, always you have to place armature winding on the rotor, field winding in the stator. For that reason, I will be giving in this video only. Please try to wait. So obvious, what is the conclusion? In DC machine, you have to place armature winding on the rotor, field winding on the stator. So that is the conclusion. That for that reason also I will be giving the same video. Okay. So let us assume that here AB is a conductor, CD is a conductor, AB, CD, I can take it as armature winding which is placed on the rotor. So you know rotor is nothing but it's a rotating part, whereas stator is nothing but is a stationary portion. Okay. So see guys, on this stator, so we are having field poles are there, field poles are attached to the stator. See, this entire thing can be taken as a DC generator. For your understanding point of view, this entire machine can be taken as DC generator. Okay. So to this on this stator we are placing this field poles are attached to this stator, and these field poles will be placing what here? Field winding like this. Field winding like this. Okay. Is it clear? So for your understanding point of view, I'm just saying like this. So field poles are attached to the stator, and on this field poles will be having field winding. To this field winding, DC supply will be given. So because of giving DC supply to the field winding, excitation will be created. So flux lines will go from north pole to south pole. So now I'm not going to show any field winding here. So I'm just showing only armature winding in this case. So let me take this figure where I am not showing field winding. Let us assume that field winding is there, which is placed on the field poles. Field poles are attached to the stator. Field poles are attached to the stator. So field poles are attached to the stator. So because of giving DC supply to the field winding, okay, excitation will be created. You know, flux lines will be going from north pole surface to south pole surface. So once again guys, I'm just repeating. In this figure, I am not showing field winding. Let us assume that field winding is there on the field poles. Field poles are attached to the stator frame. So because of giving DC supply to the field winding, so excitation will be established. So flux lines will be going from north pole surface. It will reach towards the south pole surface. See, let us assume that flux lines are going like this because of giving DC supply to the field winding. So as I told you, always flux lines start from north pole surface. I am just taking as this one as a north pole. I am just taking this one as a south pole, right? North pole, south pole. And I told you, always flux line starts from north pole surface. See, north pole surface. This is north pole surface. Okay, from this surface, flux lines will start, and this is what I can say south pole surface. To this flux lines will come. This is a property of flux lines. Okay, so flux lines start from north pole surface. It reaches south pole surface like this. Starts from north pole surface. It reaches the south pole surface. So let me show some more flux lines here. It starts from north pole surface, reaches the south pole surface. Okay. So this is what flux lines produced, and they are flowing from north pole surface to south pole surface because of giving DC supply to the field winding. So which I am not showing in this figure. Field winding is not shown on this figure. Okay. See guys. Next, one more thing. I told you AB is a conductor, C is a conductor, right? And here this portion can be taken as split rings. What is that? Split rings. Split rings, or I can say commutator segments. Group of commutator segments can be called as commutator. Okay. In this figure, I had taken only two segments: X segment, Y segment. X segment, Y segment. Is it clear? So separated by mica insulation. Separated by mica insulation. This portion is mica insulation. Okay. So X segment, Y segment, separated by mica insulation. Like this, so many segments will be there. Group of segments can be called as commutator. Okay, split rings or commutator segments or commutator, everything is same. Okay. From these split rings, if you see, these split rings will be a rotating portion. It's a rotating part. It's a rotating part. So conductors are connected to split rings or commutator segments or commutator. So whenever conductor is rotated because of prime mover, okay. So this armature winding or conductor is placed on the rotor, which is rotating part. So split rings also will be rotating. Okay. So let us assume that, guys. Here let me connect on prime mover. Prime mover means what? Prime mover is the one which gives mechanical energy to the generator, or I can say which drives this generator. Okay, so let me write here prime mover. Prime mover is the one which gives mechanical energy, okay, to the generator, or I can say which moves the conductor, which drives the generator, which moves the conductor, I can say. Okay, similarly, let me show here also prime mover. In this figure also, let me show prime mover. Prime mover concept will be there only in a generator. It is not in a motor case. Okay, prime mover. Okay, so please remember, guys, split rings are rotating part. Okay, it is a rotating portion. Okay, and on these split rings or segments, we just see. Let us see this red color. Nothing but these brushes simply placed on the split rings. Brushes B1, B2 simply placed on these segments. Brushes are not moving, brushes are fixed, they won't move, but the split rings will be rotating. That you have to understand. Okay, and here I connected some load. I had taken a simple resistive load, and I had given numbers, numericals like M and L. Okay, let us see. Now in this case, how EMF will be induced, and what is the direction of EMF or current induced in AB conductor and CD conductor, all those things we'll see. Okay, so see guys, before that I need to ask one simple question to you. Suppose here AB is a conductor, CD is a conductor, it's nothing but this ABCD is a coil. ABCD is a coil. Now suppose I can show for your understanding portion or for your understanding purpose, AB conductor I will show here. AB conductor I will show like this. Okay, like this. Now CD conductor I will show once again like this. Is it clear? And ABCD is a coil. ABCD is a coil, which already we know. Okay. Now guys, what about flux lines? Flux lines are going from northward to southward. No, let me show flux lines like this. This is nothing but flux lines. These are nothing but flux lines going like this. Okay. And see, what is the conclusion which we discussed in basics videos? In a DC generator, where conductors are moving and magnetic field is time invariant, because of relative space variation, dynamic EMF will be induced. Okay, the direction of dynamic induced EMF is given by Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule means, please try to see here. In Fleming's right hand rule, this thumb indicates what? Direction of motion of the conductor. Forefinger, direction of magnetic field. Center or middle finger, direction of EMF or current induced. Okay, see, generator is what you are saying. When a moving conductor curves the magnetic field, and EMF is induced in that conductor. When a moving conductor curves the magnetic field, and EMF or current is induced in that conductor, means thumb means what I said? Direction of motion of the conductor, which indicates mechanical energy. Forefinger means what? Direction of what? Magnetic field, or I can say magnetic energy. Center finger or middle finger means what? Direction of EMF or current induced, nothing but electrical energy. Is it clear? So now you know you already got this forefinger direction, because forefinger means what? Direction of magnetic field. No? Yes, see, in this case I got magnetic field direction forefinger, this green color arrow mark. Okay, this is the direction of forefinger. Now for knowing the direction of center finger, for knowing the direction of dynamic induced EMF or current, what you should know? You should know the direction of what? Motion of the conductor. That means let me move the conductor in one particular direction. So that we will get thumb direction. By using thumb direction and forefinger direction, we can able to say direction of center finger or middle finger. Is it clear, guys? So for that, what I am saying is, let us assume that is assumption only, guys. Please try to understand. From here you have to be very careful. So please try to follow slowly. Let us assume that we are moving this conductor ABCD conductors, okay, by using prime mover in clockwise direction. That means let me take direction of prime mover torque in which direction? Clockwise direction. Please guys, the assumption only. Let direction of prime mover torque I assumed in a clockwise direction. Let us assume that we are rotating a rotor, we are rotating a conductor armature winding which is placed in the rotor by using prime mover in clockwise direction. It's assumption only. TPM is what? Prime mover torque. Now see, So since I am rotating in clockwise direction, tell me at AB what might be the tangential motion of conductor, tangential direction for the motion of conductor. And similarly tell me at CD what might be the tangential direction of motion of the conductor. So here so many people will be having some confusion. There is nothing to confuse. Please see, I'll make you subject very easy. See guys, in practically you don't think that your practically A, B, C, D will be like this. It will not be like this. Okay. For understanding point of view, guys, let me take this part I had taken. By using this, I can explain you very easy. See, A, B. Please, I'll go very slow. AB is a conductor. I am just showing here. See, AB is a conductor. AB is a conductor. CD is a conductor. CD is a conductor. Okay, and these are the two ends of your ABCD conductors. Yes, these are the two ends of your ABCD conductor. ABCD is a coil. ABCD is a coil. Is it clear? See, practically don't think that this ABCD conductor will be like this. It will not be like this. It will be like this. See, it is rotating like this. Is it clear? So please, for your understand, because I cannot draw 3-dimensional, no? That's why I just drawn like this. Okay, this is actually like this. See, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. But to be frank, this ABCD coil will be rotating like this, like this, like this. Okay, initially this A, B, C, D portion, but this one. So see guys, if you are not able to see this A, B, C, D markings, please remember, because if I show like this, you cannot able to see these letters. Okay, first of all assume here A, B is there, A is there, B is there, C is there, D is there. Okay, this portion A, B, C, D. First of all, I am just placing like this. Okay, is it clear guys? Now what I said, what is the direction of motion of direction of the prime motor I had taken? Clockwise direction. Okay, before that I need to ask one question guys. What is the dynamic linear formula? ED is equals to what I said, ED value, dynamic EMF equals to what? BLV sin theta, BLV sin theta, BLV sin theta. This already discussed guys. This we already discussed in basics. Please try to refer that. Okay. ED means dynamic EMF in volts. Capital B means the magnetic flux density in Weber per meter square at Tesla. LE means effective length of the conductor, nothing but length of the conductor which is under the influence of magnetic field in meters. V means linear velocity of the conductor in meters per second. Theta is the angle between what and what. Please guys, this angle between what and what I said, linear velocity of the conductor V and capital B, magnetic flux density. That you have to understand. That means whenever theta is 0, ED will be 0. Whenever theta is 90 degrees, ED will be maximum. Is it clear? ED proportional to theta. Suppose theta increases, ED also increases. Theta is 0 means ED also becomes 0 because it is a sin theta. Okay. Now please tell me, initially this from north pole to south pole flux lines are going. Okay. And this is nothing but A, B, C, D is a conductor. I am moving this conductor in clockwise direction by using prime mover. Okay. See guys, please try to understand. If I rotate in clockwise direction, okay, in clockwise direction, tell me at the AB conductor, what is the tangential motion? Upwards or downwards? Please see, I am asking at AB. In clockwise rotation, if I rotate like this, okay, at AB, you are getting tangential motion upwards or downwards? See, upwards, right? Upwards. At the AB, tangential motion will be upwards. That means AB here, direction of AB conductor means FPM. I can take like this, FPM. Is it clear? FPM. So this is the tangential motion at AB. If you are rotating clockwise, it is upwards. Here it is upwards. Okay. And what about CD? For clockwise rotation, if you are rotating like this, okay, like this. Now tell me CD, tangential motion downwards, no? Because from CD, from this instant, it is moving like this. That means tangential motion will be downwards. So downwards. This is what I can say, force due to prime mover. Is it clear guys? Now tell me, apply Fleming's right hand rule and tell me what the direction of EMF for current in AB and CD. First of all, apply in AB conductor and tell me. when a moving conductor, this is a black color arrow mark, okay, when a moving conductor, direction of FPM. FPM is what? Force due to prime mover. When a moving conductor curves the magnetic field, forefinger means direction of this green color arrow mark, direction of flux, and EMF or current is induced in the conductor AB. So here you are getting in AB you are getting what direction of current? You are getting cross. You are getting into the board means what? Cross. Into the board. See, this is a AB conductor. If you want, you can I can show like this. It's a AB conductor. The CD conductor I told. So in the AB you are getting direction of current cross. Cross means what? Entering into the board. Entering into the board. Entering into the board means. Entering into the board means this. See here AB into the board. Into the board means from A to B it is flowing. From A to B it is flowing. No? Here A, here B. Into the board means direction of current will be like this. Direction of current in AB conductor into the board means you have to show direction of current like this. Like arrow mark should be like this. Okay, into the board means it should be like this. For that one I am just showing here. Very simple. See, don't confuse by this arrow mark. If you make this coil to place like this, if you make coil like place like this arrow mark will be it is going into the board. No, simple. Is it clear? Now similarly, what about CD conductor? Once again, let me apply Fleming's right hand rule. When a moving conductor downwards curves the magnetic field, is green color, and EMF or current is induced in that conductor. Dot. So out of the board means what? Dot. Very good. So here is previously said in AB, you know, here in AB you said cross. No, what is the brush corresponding to AB conductor? B1. Let me show cross here. Okay, that cross will nothing but this arrow mark because it is entering into the board. If I place like this, it is entering into the board, this arrow mark. Okay, and what about CD? You are getting dot. What is the brush corresponding to CD conductor? B2. Dot. See guys, CD. In CD, direction of current you are getting a dot means out of the board. Out of the board means from it is actually it is a CD means you should not show like this. It should be like this. Okay. Out of the board means it is coming from the board. It is coming from the board. From the board means this is the direction of current. See, this is the direction of current. So nothing but this one only. No. See, don't confuse that arrow mark is downwards, sir. It is not downwards. If you see three dimensionally, you should not place A, B, C, D like this. No, you please place like this. At that time, at the CD, your downward arrow mark becomes what? It is coming from a board towards you. From board towards you. Okay, that arrow mark I am just showing here. Similarly, in AB, don't confuse that direction of it upwards. If you see here, it is the upwards only. But if you place AB circle like this, it is going into the board. Cross means what? Into the board. Into the board means from you, direction of, from you, current is going into the board. Into the board once direction of current should be like this arrow mark. This arrow mark I am just showing here. Okay, so please guys don't confuse with this arrow marks. For that, what I am saying is please try to use like this coil. So instead of placing like this, please place your ABCD coil like this, then you will be having clarity. And rotate it. And rotate direction of TPM. Please try to show in clockwise direction. At that time at AB you will get direction upwards and CD it will be downwards. So you will get answers clearly. Okay. Now please guys, now tell me ultimately what is the direction of current in AB and CD, all those things. Please tell me. I am asking direction of current. So what is the conclusion? So current is going from A to B. In this case, current is going from A to B, and it is coming from C to D. Next, it is entering at B2. Tell me how current is flowing at load L to M, and once it is entering at B1, it is completing its path like this. Is it clear, guys? Okay, and let me show armature current waveform also, load current waveform also. Before that, let me ask one simple question guys here. See, in generator, what is the input torque, prime mode torque? Okay, one thing you should know, that in generator motor action will takes place. In generator motor action will takes place. Because of motor action, you will get what? Electromagnetic torque you will get. You will get electromagnetic torque. Okay, let us see here. So what is the motor principle? So when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences force or torque. Okay, the direction of force experienced because of motor action is given to Fleming's left hand rule. In Fleming's left hand rule, the center finger means what? Direction of current. Okay, forefinger means what? Direction of magnetic field, and thumb means what? Direction of force experienced or direction of motion of the conductor. Now please tell me. So you may get one doubt, sir. How can you get? See, for knowing the direction of force experienced because of motor action by using Fleming's left hand rule, you should know forefinger. Yes, I got forefinger. And you should know direction of center finger also. That means direction of current you should know. You may get one doubt, sir. How we got direction of current? Very simple. Because of generator action, whatever the EMF or current induced, that becomes input to your motor action now. Because this direction of center finger in Fleming's left hand rule, nothing but this cross only in this AB conductor. Here dot only in this CD conductor. Okay. Now let me apply Fleming's left hand rule in this AB conductor. It's a cross. No, cross means entering into the board. When a current carrying current into the board, this center finger you have to show into the board is placed in magnetic field. This direction of green color flux lines. When a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, it experiences force. Okay, downwards. See, downwards. This thumb means direction of force, no? Downwards. This is what I can say. Direction of force experienced because of motor action in a generator. In generator, motor action will take place. That you have to understand. Okay. Similarly, here, tell me in CD conductor, you have to please, once again, please let me show. Here, getting dot, no? Dot means direction of current coming from the board. So center finger direction, when a current carrying conductor dot, it's out of the board. So you have to show like this. Don't show like this, okay? It's out of the board. You have to show like this, okay? When a current carrying conductor out of the board placed in a magnetic field, this is the green color, it experiences force. Thumb means what? Upwards. It means direction of force is like upwards. Okay, this FM means force due to motor action. PM means force due to prime mover. Okay. Now tell me, guys. If I want to have tangential motion at CD upwards, tangential motion at AB downwards, what might be the direction of electromagnetic torque which I got due to motor action? This electromagnetic torque is what? It is due to which action? Due to motor action. Due to motor action. Due to motor action. Tell me, it should be anti-clockwise direction. You may get one doubt. How, sir? Very simple. See, if electromagnetic is anti-clockwise direction, then only at CD it will be upwards tangential motion, and AB you will get tangential motion downwards. See, it is up. You see, for counterclockwise, for anti-clockwise direction only, here CD it is upwards, at AB it is downwards. Suppose if you take it, if instead of taking anti-clockwise, if you take clockwise, see, it is downwards, but it is actually upwards, no? Therefore, the correct direction for TEM for having FM at CD upwards, for having FM downwards at AB conductor is nothing but anti-clockwise direction. This electromagnetic should be in anti-clockwise direction. Then only we will get FM upwards at CD conductor, FM downwards at AB conductor. Okay. Now tell me, guys. So in generator input, for generator input torque means TPM. In generator, motor action will take place. Because of motor action, we will get electromagnetic TM. So among TPM and TM, which should be more for having generator action? Very simple. Among TPM and TM, which should be more for having generator action? TPM. Prime mover torque should be more than electromagnetic torque, guys. Please don't confuse. TPM is prime mover torque. It is related to mechanical quantity. TM means is due to motor action. I can call this TM as electromagnetic torque. So electromagnetic torque, so is nothing but is related to electrical quantity. Okay. So TM opposing TPM. Among TM, TPM should be more than TM. Then only generator action will come into picture. Okay. So I'll write as a note here, simple point. I'll write as a note for generator action. For generator action, simply write GN for generator action. Tell me, guys, which one should be more? TPM. Prime mover torque should be greater than electromagnetic torque. Okay. and this point you have to understand. Okay, TPM should be more than TM for having a generator action. And one more thing you have to understand, guys. In generator, what is the direction of TPM, TM? Opposite or same? It is opposite. Please try to remember. This TPM, it is in clockwise, whereas TM is in anti-clockwise. This point also will be useful for you. This electrometric is opposing TPM. Okay, whenever electrometric is opposing TPM, in the meanwhile, so generator action will come into picture, nothing but mechanical energy will be converted into electrical energy. Okay, so TPM should be more than TM for having generator action. Is it clear? Next, guys, so let me draw waveforms first of all here. Waveforms, let me draw waveforms here. See, very simple. So please tell me first of all, let me draw armature current waveform. Then I'll draw load current waveform. What is that? I'll draw load current waveform. Now tell me, guys, please, if you want me to draw armature current waveform, I told you AB is a conductor. In practical generator, conductor can be called as armature winding. If you want me to draw armature current waveform shape, so you can take any example. You can take AB conductor or you can take CD conductor. It's your wish. Let me take AB conductor example. So here I am assuming example AB conductor had taken. AB conductor had, I'm just going to take here. I had taken AB conductor. Okay. Tell me, guys, in this case, how current is flowing in AB conductor? Whether it is A to B or B to A. See, A to B. See, A to B. Okay. So A to B means, let me show like this. A to B means, let me show like this. A to B. A to B. Right. Next, guys. Whenever current is flowing from A to B, at that time, how current is flowing at load? It is from L to M. L to M. So it is flowing from L to M. L to M. L to M. See here, very simple. You may get one doubt, sir, how you drawn it's a zero angle, no? It's what about 90 degrees? Because you know armature induced EMF will be maximum when it is 90 degrees. Yes or no? See, as I told you, suppose if you take ABCD conductor like this, if you are rotating so initially what is the angle in this case? I'm saying in this case, suppose if you take this example, in this case, what is the angle between a conductor? When AB conductor, what is the angle between linear velocity of the conductor and magnetic flux density? See, very simple. See, if I place like this, magnetic flux lines are going like this. This is the arrow mark for the direction of magnetic field. Okay. Suppose if I provide TPM in clockwise direction, so angle is your tangential motion like this, no? So initially it is if I place like this, angle between AB conductor and magnetic flux lines are zero only. But slowly, if you provide moving nature, angle increases from 0, it will increase 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 like that. So it will be, whenever angle increases, example 10 degrees is there, at that time let us assume that IA current will be something like this. Whenever theta 20 degrees, it will be like this, 30 it will be like something like this. So whenever it comes to 90 degrees, at that time, whenever it is coming to 90 degrees, at that time, your IA value will be what here? Maximum. IA value is maximum. So this is this instant. If I move like this, this is the instant. If it is coming 20 degrees, so that IA will be maximum value. And one second, guys, if you are rotating once still in clockwise direction, see at this instant direction of angle between V linear velocity of the conductor and the magnetic flux density is 90 degrees. If you one second if you are rotating, angle reduces, right? Angle reduces, so obviously whenever angle reduces, sin theta reduces, IA also reduces. So this is the case. Once again, from 90 degrees, this angle is reducing. If you are rotating clockwise direction, reducing, it is coming to this instant. Okay. So from here, if you rotate like this up to this portion, you'll get this portion. Okay. From 90 degrees, if you rotate once again like this, so this is nothing but this is the thing you are getting. Okay. And from this portion, once again if you rotate, no, you will get some negative cycle. Let us assume that. So in this case, initially AB is here, after 90 degrees it is going here. Okay, next it is coming like this. Okay, now please see, after 180 degrees, no, your AB conductor is going this side and CD is coming this side. See, so AB 90 degrees. Okay, this AB it is 90 degrees. No, after 180 degrees, this is what AB. This is AB. See, AB, AB, AB. Okay, and this is what CD, CD. Don't confuse why I am repeating this topic, means some people will have some problem, that's why I am repeating. Initially A, B, C, D, yes, after rotation of 90 degrees this is situation, so where IA is maximum. Still if you are if you are increasing if you are rotating conductor, angle will be reducing, so this is the situation. That means AB conductor will come here, that means AB will come this side, PA, BA, and CD will come this side, nothing but CD. Is it clear? Okay, now this situation. Now once again, as I told you, since we are giving DC supply for excitation, this becomes once again north pole and this becomes south pole only. Always, as I told you, flux lines always starts from north pole surface, it will reach the south pole surface. North pole surface, it starts from north pole surface, it reaches south pole surface. I don't know, this is nothing but north pole surface. It starts from here, it reaches south pole surface. So let me draw some more flux lines here. Some more flux lines, some more flux lines. That's it. Now please tell me once again. So same thing you have to repeat now. Same thing you have to repeat. See, initially A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. So this situation. So after 90 degrees, A, B is here. Okay. D, C is here. Next after 180 degrees, yes, DC is here, DC is here, BA is here. Now I told you among TPM and TM should be more for having generator action TPM. So towards the direction of TPM, clockwise direction. That means here BA conductor is there. If you rotate in clockwise direction, guys, just try to understand. If you rotate in clockwise direction at AB, what might be the tangential motion? Downwards like this. Okay, downwards. If you rotate like this, so at AB it will be downwards, and CD it will be upwards. So CD, this is the direction of velocity of the conductor, I can say, and this is the direction of velocity of the conductor at AB. Okay, so that means if you draw once again a CD conductor here, AB conductor here, and let me show flux lines are going from north pole surface towards south pole surface like this. As I told you, initially AB is here, CD is here. After 90 degrees, AB is here, CD is here, CD is here. Now after 180 degrees, yes, CD is here, okay, and AB is here. If you rotate in clockwise direction, okay, here CD at the CD conductor, direction of most of the conductor, I mean direction of the velocity of the conductor will be tangential motion will be opposite. See, rotating, no, it is going upside. Okay, that means you have to show here direction of force due to primer should be like this. At AB for clockwise rotation, it is downwards. Tangential motion will be downwards. This is what direction of tangential motion FPM. Now once again, please apply Fleming's right hand rule here. See guys, when a moving conductor, I mean direction, thumb indicates direction of FPM, force due to prime mover, is placed in a magnetic field. Forefinger indicates direction of magnetic field, and EMF is induced in that conductor. Okay, cross. You're getting cross, right? Now what about CD? When a moving conductor downwards, cause the magnetic field, direction of magnetic field, and EMF or current is induced in that conductor. Let me take a dot here. So guys, now tell me, I think if you really understood the concept, then you should tell answer now. I said at CD you are getting direction of cross. Tell me what is the brush corresponding to CD conductor B1. Let me show cross here. So I said at AB direction of current is dot. What is the brush corresponding to AB conductor B2? Let me show dot here. And if you want me, what is the conclusion I got? In CD, you are saying that direction of current is cross, means what? Entering into the board, And AB, you said direction of current is dot, means coming from the board, Suppose if I said, so now it is CD current is here, and AB current is here. In CD, this one, I'm saying this one, this is nothing but this portion. In CD, you say direction of current is cross. Cross means entering into the board. That means from you, direction of current is going into the board. Into the board, you have to show arrow mark like this, no? Arrow mark should be like this. This arrow mark only, I'm just drawing like this. Don't confuse once again by saying this upward arrow mark. This upward arrow mark becomes into the board if you place your coil like this, okay? And similarly, at AB you are getting dot. So AB is this conductor. It is dot means coming from the board. Coming from the board, it is coming towards you. Towards you means arrow mark should be downwards. Once again, don't confuse by saying this downward arrow mark. If you place your coil like this, this downward arrow mark becomes it is coming towards you. Okay. So that is the thing. The direction of this arrow marks, this direction of current, whatever I just drawn with the red color, that should be very careful. For that only I am explaining by using this small thing. Okay, right. Now please guys, let us see. So now current is going in CD current from D to C. It is going like this, and in AB it is coming from B to A. And what is the brush corresponding AB connector? I said B2. And what is the current direction of current load? L to M, and it is entering at B1 brush. It is completing path like this. Is it clear? Okay. Once again guys, here also in direction of TPM will be C. For having tangential motion at CD upwards, tangential motion at AB downwards. So direction of TPM should be what? It should be what? It should be clockwise direction only, like this only, right? There is no need to show once again TM. It will come just like this only. So because of motor action, you will get electromagnetic torque, which will oppose TPM just like this. Same concept will come here also. There is no need to explain once again. Okay. Now tell me guys. Initially, in this case, current is flowing from A to B, right? From A to B. Okay. Now in this AB conductor, after 180 degrees, I said, after 180 degrees, how current is flowing in AB conductor? It is B to A or A to B? It's a B to A, B to A. So please let me show armature current waveform. Initially A to B, after 180 degrees it is from B to A. So let me show B to A in this like this, because it is a positive. Previous A to B means I am just showing a positive cycle. B to A means I am just showing a negative cycle. Okay, if you assume this one as north pole, it becomes south pole. Okay, very simple. Now tell me, at this instant, how current is flowing at load? It is going from L to M only. Just previously also L to M, now also L to M. Is it clear? So let me draw direction of current at load, which is from L to M. Now what is the conclusion guys? What is the conclusion from this waveforms? So what is the type of armature current you are getting? AC. Because initially it is from A to B, now it is B to A, so it's AC waveform. Now what is the shape of load current you are getting here? DC. So first point, what is that? Tell me, let me give you that point here. Tell me what is the type of EMF or current induced in the armature winding. I had taken here example armature winding means I had taken example AB conductor. So tell me which type of waveform you got in IA. I mean which type of waveform you got. This IA waveform is what I am saying, AC or DC? It's AC, no? So what is the conclusion I can give here? Because of generator action in DC generator, the type of EMF or current induced in armature winding is AC. Next, though EMF induced armature winding is AC, or though current induced armature winding is AC, what is the type of current you are getting at the load? L to M, nothing but what? DC. Now tell me guys, how this AC, which is induced armature winding, is converted into DC? By using what? Split rings. Here you have to observe one small thing here guys. As I told you, split rings are moving. See, they are moving. That's why initially I just showed here X segment, Y segments. After rotation, see, after rotating 180 degrees, Y segment is coming here, X segment is coming here. You should be very careful with that, because split rings or commutator segments or commutator is a rotating part, whereas brushes are fixed. Brushes are fixed, which are simply placed on the split rings, or I can say commutator segments, or I can say commutator. Okay. Now first, please let me give one point here. Please note down in our notes. Please note down in our notes. Please note down in our notes. In DC generator, because of generator action, type of EMF or current induced, in armature winding is AC. Okay, AC. Okay, guys. Next point. In a DC generator, type of EMF or current obtained at load is DC. You please try to see this name, DC generator. DC means what? What is the indication for this DC? DC generator means I need DC supply or I need DC current at load. That is the meaning for this DC generator. Okay, DC generator means always we need output should be DC. Okay, that is the meaning for this DC generator. Okay, right, guys. Now tell me how this whatever AC which is into the armature winding, that is converted into DC by using what I said, split rings, or I can say commutator segments, or I can say commutator. Okay, let me write that sequence, guys, here. See, as I told you, initially it is armature winding where EMF is induced. I am just writing in short AW means armature winding. From armature winding, so EMF induced is what? What is the type of EMF induced armature winding? I already told. No, here tell me what is that? AC. So in armature winding, AC is the EMF induced. Next, from armature winding, supply will go to whom here? From armature winding, supply will go to split rings. Okay, I can let me write here. Split rings or commutator segments. Okay, see, group of commutator segments can be called as commutator. Okay, now tell me what is the function of a split rings or commutator segments in a DC generator? It converts AC which is induced in the armature winding, whatever AC which is in the armature winding, that AC is converted to DC. Okay, what is the function of commutator? It converts AC which is induced in the armature winding to DC, and tell me that DC supply is given to load through brush. So from split rings, supply is coming to brushes. Let me write here brushes. Tell me what is the type of supply available at the brushes. See, after commutation action taken place, so it converts AC to DC. So obviously at the brushes, DC supply will be available. If you are in doubt, you can check. See, in a B1 brush, previously it is a cross. Here also B1 means cross only, means polarities are not changed, means we are getting DC supply only at the brushes. Here B2 dot, after 180 degrees also B2 dot only. So we are getting DC supply at the brushes. Next, from brushes, supply will go to load. So tell me which type of supply you got at the load. So once again, DC. See, if you see this waveform, IL waveform, DC you are getting. Okay, so this sequence is very important. This flow is very important. So please try to understand. Okay, now please note down this sequence and let me give one point. This next point. So after writing this one, please note down as a note. Okay. Please let me give one note here. Yeah. In a DC generator, commutator acts as mechanically rotating rectifier. Because no, see, if you see here, commutator converts what? AC to DC, no? That's why I'm calling it as, it is acting as a mechanical rotating rectifier. So let me repeat. In a DC generator, commutator acts as mechanically rotating rectifier because it converts AC which is induced in the armature winding. It converts AC which is induced in the armature winding to DC and DC supply is given to load, and DC supply is given to load through brushes, Is it clear? Right. Through brushes. So this point is very important. Please give star mark. Okay, whatever I told in a DC generator, commutator acts as mechanical rotating rectifier. This point is very important. Please give star mark for that. Okay. And you may get one doubt. So why I am using that word mechanically rotating? See, rectifier means okay, it is converting AC to DC. Okay. And why you are using that word mechanical rotating? Very simple. For that reason, see guys, generally in a DC generator and DC motor, you will be having a stator, which is the stationary portion, and you will be having rotor, which is rotating portion, and you will be having two windings. What is that? What are those windings? Armature winding, let me write AW, field winding FW. Okay. And I told you commutator is but it's a rotating part. So whenever rotor rotates, so commutator also will be rotating. So that means let me connect to this rotor, commutator will be connected. Okay. Commutator will be connected. So about commutator, or I can say commutator segments, or I can say split rings. Okay. See, now tell me guys, what is the function of commutator? I told it converts AC, which is induced armature winding. Whatever AC induced armature winding, that AC has to be converted to DC. That means commutator is having some function with armature winding. What is that function? It converts AC, which is induced armature winding, to DC. So it is having some function with armature winding. So tell me, so our commutator is having some function with armature winding. Since commutator is connected to rotor, obviously armature winding has to be placed on the rotor only. So this armature winding should be on the rotor, field winding should be on the stator. In a DC generator or DC motor, always you have to place armature winding on the rotor, field winding in the stator, then only commutation action will take place. What is that commutation action? In a DC generator, AC to DC conversion. In a DC motor, DC to AC conversion. Okay, so if you want commutation action, definitely you have to place armature winding on this rotor, field winding the stator in a DC machines. Whereas in synchronous machine, if you see synchronous machine, we don't have any commutator. So since there is no commutator, you can place armature winding on the stator, you can place armature winding on the rotor. You can place field winding on the stator, you can place field winding on the rotor. That means two types of arrangements are possible there. You can place armature winding in the stator or rotor. You can place field winding in the stator or rotor. Okay, among those also, placing armature winding in the stator, placing field winding in the stator is more advantage. That I already given in synchronous machine. If you want, you can refer that. Okay, now please forget about synchronous machine now. So just coming to, let me discuss about DC machine. That means DC generator, you have to place armature winding in the rotor, field winding in the stator. If you place armature winding on the stator, field winding and the rotor, commutation action will fail. So definitely you have to place armature winding in the rotor, field winding in the stator only. Otherwise, commutation action will fail. Okay. Please note down that point. That is very important point. Okay. Please note down as a note. Let me generate this statement. Instead of saying DC generator on a DC motor, let me use DC machines, because it is applicable. This statement is applicable for DC motor as well as for DC generator also. Okay. So let me generate this statement. In a DC machines, always armature winding should be placed on the rotor. Always armature winding should be placed on the rotor, field winding should be placed on the stator, field winding should be placed on the stator, field winding should be placed on the stator. Otherwise commutation action will fail. Is it clear? Okay, so please draw all those things, and in the next video I'll be discussing simple loop diagram of a DC motor. Okay, thank you.